Good morning. This would be my second blog, and I wanted to talk about the spoon theory. It might sound kind of odd to describe your life in terms of spoons, but I'm going to give you a little bit of a background. A lady with lupus went out to lunch with a friend, and her friend asked her, "What's it like living with lupus?" And when you try to describe what you're going through to people who don't experience those things, who are perfectly healthy, have unlimited amounts of energy, it can be really hard to explain. So she was sitting there thinking about it, and she looks around and she decides to go to a couple tables and steal some spoons off the table to describe to her friend what living with lupus is like. And so she picks up 12 spoons and she tells her friend that you get 12 spoons for your activities for the day. Now you're going to notice I have plastic spoons. Even as an adult with a house and a family, I do not have 12 actual real life spoons. So it makes sense that this lady was in a restaurant. So for the purposes of my exercise, I have, apparently plenty of plastic spoons. Why? Because I can throw them away and not have to do dishes. So I want to tell you guys about the spoon theory and how it relates to energy. And basically, it's a disability metaphor. It's a unit of measure to quantify how much energy somebody has for any given day. All activities consume a certain amount of energy. Some take more than one spoon, some just take one spoon. And as you go through your spoons throughout the day, you have to be able to either recharge to get more or basically shut down. So I thought I'd go through a typical day. I'm sitting in a parking lot and I think people are looking at me like I'm crazy as I'm waving around spoons. But seeing as I already am kind of crazy, it's not too far of a stretch. So let's start with the typical day. You get up, you get ready, you shower, you do your hair, kind of, makeup if you have time. Okay, well, here's your 12 spoons. There goes one. You have a family. So in the mornings, after you get ready, you also have to get your child or children up and ready and off to school or daycare. Okay, well, there's another spoon. You drive to work, you walk into work and you have to start your day. What do you have going on at work that day? Well, you could have a deadline for a big project, and you are doing all the finishing touches, re-reviewing it, making sure it's perfect. Okay, well, big projects, I'm going to say that takes about probably 2 spoons. And then you have a meeting. And in this meeting, you're discussing, I don't know, something difficult, something you've got to work through, something that's going to not require just energy for today, but you're already thinking about how much energy this project is going to take in the long run. Well, there's another 2 spoons. You have an employee come in and tell you something bad. They tell you that they've noticed another employee isn't working properly, not using their time accordingly, and now you've got to address an issue. Okay, well, that sucks. There goes another spoon. Then you talk to your boss, and your boss tells you that she needs you to do another project. And in this project, and take it as whether it's short-term or long-term, let's say that she needs something done today. In my case, say the legislator's asking questions about budgeting and stuff. Okay, all right, wasn't planning on that. There goes another spoon. So you go throughout your day. You've decided to go on a walk for lunch. In theory, for most people, this would boost your energy. I should say it's probably just a temporary boost. You got to get up from your office and leave. So you decide to go for a walk. It exerts physical energy. So there goes another spoon. All right, your day is finally over. You are so excited to go home. So you've got to go pick up your daughter from daycare. Say it's like a day like today, you've got to load up her car seat because they needed it for school. And you pick up your child and she's like in the worst mood ever and she screams at you all the way home. Okay, well, that sucks. There goes another spoon. I'm down to 2 spoons and it is not even 5 p.m. at night. And I don't know about you guys, but when you get home, your day is not done. So you get home and you've got to do dinner. You've got to get dinner ready. There goes another spoon. You have to do some laundry. Okay, well, there goes another spoon. I am now officially out of spoons. Okay, well, what do I do to recharge? Well, I'm going to lay in my bed, maybe play some mindless games on my tablet, maybe read a book, but basically rest because I am out of spoons for my day. And after doing laundry and cooking dinner, I am just exhausted. So I've got to lay down, recharge. Okay, well, I lay down and I got to recharge. Thank goodness. During this time, let's say my daughter is terrorizing the house and making a mess of things. Well, I've recharged enough for 2 spoons. So what's my priority now? Well, now I have to do dishes after I do dinner. So there goes that spoon. And then you've got to do your bedtime routine to get ready for bed. If you're like me, I have a set routine of things I need to do to get ready for bed, to be able to sleep well, whether it's take my medicine. Okay, well, I'm out of spoons again. That's basically the spoon theory. You got 12 spoons to make it through the day, and you have to prioritize them and use them wisely. There are lots of things that come in the way of distracting you from, distracting you from prioritizing your spoons. So on a typical day, well, you can see how easily my 12 spoons left before 5 p.m. And the time it takes to recharge. You can also borrow spoons from the next day, knowing that, that maybe if you get it all done, you can take it a little bit easier tomorrow. There are other things that are stressful, like say you want to meet up with friends, but you've borrowed too many spoons from days and days and days of working, that by the time the weekend comes and you've got plans with your friends, you no longer have desire to go and do those things. And it's no offense to your friends. Your friends are your support system. They make you laugh, but it does take a lot of mental energy, especially when you have like me with anxiety, to be put into a social setting. Even if it is your friends, you want to be a productive member of your circle of friends. It takes some mental health tolls on you if it's a larger group social setting, even if it is just going out to dinner. If you know you're going out to dinner and there's going to be a lot of people in the restaurant and you just don't look forward to it, you don't have enough spoons. So that, my friends, is what we call the spoon theory. They use that to talk about basically chronic and fatigue related diseases, illnesses and conditions, a lot of things that it's transferred over to. Like I said, this girl wrote the essay and she's referring to her lupus, but it didn't take me long to read about her lupus and apply it to my real life. So now they use it for autoimmune, disability, mental, and other chronic illnesses. And I just wanted you to feel like you're not alone, because it is mentally exhausting. Some things are just mentally exhausting. Day-to-day life for some of us is just mentally exhausting. So sometimes you have to prioritize your spoons. That's the moral of the story. I'm getting ready to go into day 3 of my training. Yesterday was a survey day where you have to find out about your personality and then ask others for feedback, which is not easy to do. I found that I can come off cold and shut off from the other people. And even though I've got a very good rapport with my stakeholders, my locals that I work with on a day-to-day basis, that to my coworkers, I come off as standoffish and a little abrasive. And let me tell you, taking criticism is not easy. I was feeling pretty dejected last night. I actually did do a video and I'm too embarrassed to post it. But it was pretty mentally exhausting, and I had to go home and just chill out for a little while. There were things that needed to be done around the house, like I needed desperately to put the towels in the dryer, because if I didn't, by the time my husband and my daughter got done with their nighttime routines, they would not have anything to dry off with. Which kind of makes you feel like as a failure as a mother and a wife trying to take care of your house. But I'm very lucky in that I've got a great support system. I have an amazing husband. So like I said earlier with my spoons, I didn't have to cook dinner last night. In fact, most nights my husband cooks dinner and he helps me save my spoons. So I just want to throw a shout out to him for being so amazing. I wanted to tell you about the spoon theory so that you can apply it to your everyday life, to really look at the things that are important to you and how you can prioritize them throughout the day to make sure that you have enough to get through. Because when you run out of spoons, you're pretty much done. You're shut down. And it's really important for your mental health to take time to rest and turn off your brain for a little while and let yourself recharge. And if you're like me, you need more than 12 spoons for a normal day. take that time seriously and let yourself recharge so that you can get up and be a productive member. You can't keep pushing yourself to the brink every single day, because eventually you're going to crack. It's also a great way to explain it to your friends and family. I explained this to my best friend Hope, and you know, if she'd call and ask me to do something, I could be honest with her and tell her I just didn't think I'd have enough energy, or I wasn't feeling like it, and she'd be like, oh yeah, I get it, you don't have enough spoons. And that's really what building the support system is all about, that you're going to need, because at the end of the day, friends and family mean everything. And if you're able to communicate your needs to your friends and family, they will help you manage and prioritize your spoons. Hope that's helpful for you guys today, and I look forward to my next blog, which I would like to address accessing mental health facilities and the best way to go about getting in with one, the best way to talk about to the provider what you're going through, to get on the right medicines that you need, because a lot of times people struggle in silence and think that they're too, well, they're just too embarrassed to ask for help. It is pretty dejecting to not feel like you're good enough and have to tell that to somebody else. And so tomorrow I'd really like to talk about that, because since I've been struggling with this for so long, I've actually been through 3 psychiatrists, and accessing mental health care facilities is very difficult in rural areas, as I'm sure, well, I can't count on doing the urban areas, but I'll research it by tomorrow and let you know. Have a good day, guys. Prioritize your spoons, and please make sure you take the mental breaks that you need to get through the day.